Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to continue with factoring, which is really kind of the first day of factoring because we just practiced at the end of last week. Today we're going to look at the greatest common factor, which we kind of looked at before. We're going to practice some more on it here today. Today's objective, to factor the greatest common factor out of a polynomial. All right, our essential question, how do you identify the greatest common factor in a polynomial? Okay, you all had greatest common factors in 6th grade. All right, it's whatever factors they have in common. The largest factor they all have in common, you can take it out. All right, that's known as factoring. Now guys, in this unit we started, if you remember, we added, subtracted, and multiplied polynomials. All right, now we're going to factor them. And the factoring, it's kind of the opposite of multiplying. All right, it's kind of like division. As a factor is a number or a quantity, when multiplied with another, produces a given number or expression. Right? A factor, again, it's like a couple of numbers you multiply together to get another number. Those are the factors of the number you end up with. Again, factoring itself, it's the process of rewriting the expression as the product of those factors. Right? In factoring a polynomial, it kind of reverses the multiplication process. Remember, we multiplied polynomials together to get one polynomial. Now we're going to start with one polynomial and factor them into their factored polynomials, the things you use to multiply together to get the polynomial that we're going to be factoring. Today we're starting with the greatest common factor. And what that is, the greatest common factor of an expression, it's the greatest common factor of all the terms in the expression. Right? All the terms. Look at their factors, look at what factors that they have in common, and what is the greatest of those factors. Guys, to factor a monomial from a polynomial, and we did some of that at the end of last week, first find the greatest common factor of each of the terms. So as an example, we're going to find the greatest common factor of this expression right here, 4x to the third plus 12x squared minus 8x. Guys, we can again list all the prime factors of each term. And a lot of times I will separate the 4, the 12, and the negative 8 and do them separate. But here we put them all together just to show. 4x to the third, all the factors, 2 times 2 times x times x times x. That's what it is. Okay, and 12, the prime factorization of 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. And then x squared is x times x. All right. All right, guys, negative 8x. A lot of times I'll put a negative 1 up here, okay, just to remind myself that there's a negative there. And 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. All right, and then there's 1x. In purple, then I've identified the factors they have in common. All right, they each have 2 2's, and they each have 1x. So I can factor out a 4x from each one of those terms. And we can rewrite it just like this, okay? Get another example. Find the greatest common factor of 3x to the third minus 12x plus 15. Again, if you look at the 3, the 12, and the 15, you can probably see the greatest common factor of those numbers is 3. I can take a 3 out of each one. And then each one also has 1x. All right, 15x, that's just 1x. So I can't take 2. I cannot take 2 x's out of that term. I can only take 1. Right, so I can take 1 out of each term. All right, so the greatest common factor is 3x. Take it out of each term, and you can rewrite it just like this. This is the product of two factors right here. A monomial times a trinomial. All right, guys, don't worry. We're going to be doing a lot of these. If you're not quite getting it yet, it's all right. Guys, please complete the homework check and be aware that these are the vocabulary words. There's 3 of them for today. All right, that's it. Thanks.